He can't help himself. He can't help himself. He's gonna do it. Oh, the Mustang almost crashed. The Mustang almost crashed. RX-7. He's gonna do it. He's gonna do it.
I am a subscriber to Zoom 360 on the go.
Yay!
And I liked one of the videos.
Hey! Now get in the car. I knew he was gonna do it. One thing about RX-7s, guys, RX-7s, the owners do not disappoint. So we are here today at a car show that just ended, right? The president of Hero Society West Texas didn't tell me about this car show. I had to call him to infer. So as a result, I showed up late and got kicked out of VIP, barely escaped with my own life. But this is not about the car show today. Today we're gonna go see Fantastic Four and review it. This guy is gonna give you his 2 cents, and so will I, about the movie.
It sucks. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I haven't seen it yet.
Let's do it. Here we are at the, where are we? Cineport 10, and we are gonna check out what are we checking out?
Fantastic Four, First Steps.
Man, I just had a senior moment. Fantastic Four, First Steps. And I can't take you guys in there with me because just by walking with you in my hand, they're gonna think that I'm going to bootleg it, and especially because I'm black, it's an automatic assumption. He might be able to get away with it because, you know, he's
I'm Hispanic. I'm probably gonna arrested for it too. And then deported. Even though I'm an American citizen.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. So yeah, so we're gonna have to leave you right here. So see ya. So it is now 11:30 and we are right outside of the Cineport, and we just saw yeah, let me make sure that the light hits me right so that you can see me because I'm black. Now clearly this guy does not have this problem, but I do. So we just saw Fantastic Four, and tomorrow we're gonna go to this guy's house at Hero Society West Texas HQ to do a full-length video.
Technically, I'm Hero Society Southern New Mexico, so
It's ridiculous, man. Just ridiculous, man.
Ruben is West Texas headquarters.
Ruben, yeah, Ruben, yeah. So we're going to some kind of HQ tomorrow, and we're gonna do a full-length review of this movie. I have to say, but I'll say this: it's better than Superman.
I thought so, yeah.
See, it's not just I'm not just a crazy black dude. He said the same thing, and he's Hispanic.
Before even getting into the whole Superman thing, like, which I rated like at what did I say, like a 6 or 7, like a 6, because I gave Man of Steel a 7.
That's
no, I gave Man of Steel a 5. This is the Superman was a 6. This one I'd give it a solid 9. This is a pretty good one. I liked it.
I'm gonna wait till tomorrow till I score it, but I was mildly yet unexpectedly surprised in a good way. A lot of stuff that they were saying about this movie pre-release was a lie. Cause I heard stuff like, you know, like Johnny was a little bit, you know, like the story was all about Sue and stuff like that. It's not true, and I'm glad it wasn't. So I see it now why some YouTubers were saying that they were mildly yet surprisingly surprised, and I was the same too. And then do you think that the MCU is back now? You think they're gonna? This is just a fluke?
I don't know, because this is more like a standalone. You can watch this without having to worry about the rest of the MCU.
Yeah.
I mean, it just is more of an introduction of characters. That's all really what it is. It's not necessarily like an MCU storyline movie.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll see you tomorrow at some kind of a Hero Society HQ. That's all I got. Hey everybody, this is Room 360 on the go. I'm not sure if this is gonna be a vlog, but we're here. We're about to do paintball. We're about to do paintball. And I'm here with a church group. And we're about to shoot each other because we have a lot of disputes in the church. And a great way to solve your church differences is paintballing. So if you have an issue with somebody from the church, invite them to paintball. This is a guy who asked me to bring Krispy Kreme donuts, and he doesn't eat donuts. He's against it, but yet he asked me to bring it.
I told you. No, I don't eat the donut. Double standard.
It's a double standard. It's a double standard in reverse. This guy has an A10 Warthog minigun.
You ain't going nowhere.
No, so the idea is to hide. You ready, man?
This guy, he has a version that's mounted on a Black Hawk attack helicopter.
Oh, you have no idea what I have.
He has a minigun.
I know. He got the real deal.
And his son has a grappling gun.
No, we don't have it. I don't bring it.
This kind of stuff should be illegal, man. What do you have to say for yourself?
Can I take a look?
Yeah.
Shame on you. You brought the grappling gun. That's cheating.
Oh man.
Your gun should be as cheap as mine.
You can have $1,000 gun, you can have a $30 gun. You gotta know how to do two things in paintball: run and shoot. That's it.
Man, this is the real deal, Holyfield. Darius, you sure that you want a part of this? See, yeah. Now you know what, Darius? It's not your fault. This is this man's fault. This is your man's fault because you just follow. I understand you following.
They got a whole bunch of
This guy,
loose cartridge in the.
you guys, we're not invading Iraq. We're just playing paintball. Is this?
I am. I don't know about you.
Is this?
I
your?
gotta tell you one thing. Just for here on, if you're not on my team, I'm gonna hurt you really bad.
Hey, let me be on his team. I wanna be.
Here. The minute you pass that line,
Nah.
I don't know. You can be a vegetarian. You can be from Iraq. I'm still gonna shoot you.
Well, let's make an alliance. Let's make an alliance.
Peace, brother.
Peace in the Middle East. Come on.
My brother and I, we have to be on the same team. It's a brother thing growing up, and I'll hurt him really bad as much as you'll hurt me. So
No.
I'm gonna hurt you really bad.
No, I'm your brother. I'm your brother.
Not in the team or not. No, we're not. That dies. There's no friendship up there. Everybody to his own, man.
Man.
This is paintball 101, bud.
Good night. Due to the evidence, Gary, this is the last time I'm paintballing with Northeast. And the game hasn't even started yet.
Seriously misinformed.
We need to sign up your daughter into this because I'm not doing this by myself. Where's little Gary?
He'd be down, dude, but no, he's too little for this. Okay.
Yeah, this guy got laser, auto something laser over there. He got a Punisher sign on his vest. You know he means business. Man, I brought a 240 Bravo with him.
Okay.
It's paintball, man. 7.62.
M4 model.
He brought the 240 Bravo version. This is not, you're not deploying, man. It's paintball. It's a friendly paintball. It's an exhibition match, like in Rocky. It's exhibition, man, exhibition.
It is friendly. Our friends against your friends.
Now, just so you know, friendly fire isn't friendly. I learned that. It is not.
It feels like fire.
Yeah. Now, let it be film right now that I'm going on record. just by seeing the incriminating evidence, this is the last time I'm paintballing, maybe with Northeast. Because these guys bring, you got 50 cals over
You
here.
gotta be able to use it though. You gotta be able to use it.
This guy brought a 50 cal. Look at that. That's illegal, man. That's a Geneva Convention violation.
Sorry to interrupt. Can I have everybody's attention?
Off on the field.
This is the moment of truth. We're about to get shot up. It's Sunday morning.
All right, Pinky. Let's go, man. Let's do it.
Team Pink.
Try to save as much paint as you can.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure it's actually working. Man, defensive positions.
Remember the 10-foot surrender rule, man. But if you think he's gonna shoot you, you have a right to shoot him twice. That's it. Don't go anymore. If you miss in 10 feet, leave the game because you suck. Okay? You miss 10 feet, you're bad. Just the way it is. And believe me, there's some people who can't shoot. Believe me, I've seen it. I know it's funny, but it is what it is. All right, you ready? Come on, you guys. Ready? Say something. 3, 2, 1, go, 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 go!
Yeah, I think there's one behind. Yeah, I think he's the last one, maybe.
He think he's drawing Rambo. Look at that.
This is much better. But the cameraman chose not to participate. Look at that. So we're here, and this is the Batmobile here, the cover. So yeah, let's get this movie review going. You just saw the movie yesterday, man.
Yeah, so it was a lot more fresh in my mind yesterday. Today, I mean, I guess I'll talk about it. There's a lot of stuff to, talk about for that movie. So, okay.
Oh yeah. So we are sitting outside of Hero Society HQ in New Mexico. I love this state. You know why? Because there's a certain kind of freedom that sense of freedom you get from being in New Mexico. It's like people leave you alone. So we have Suki, my Superman themed car, and then we have the Batmobile here, the Batmobile Camaro, and we're gonna go over Fantastic Four. We saw it yesterday, so yeah. So let's get to it. So going in, here was my thought process. I did cheat just a tad bit because there were some people who went to see it before that whom I respect their opinions. They did say they were mildly yet pleasantly surprised, but I was going in. Besides from that, I didn't know exactly what to think, except that I hope that they were right, and it turns out that they were. But just so you know, I myself, I'm not too familiar with the Fantastic Four comic book. And also, freedom. Also, I have to compare this movie with the first trilogy. Not that BS where they have Michael B. Jordan play the Human Torch. That was a garbage movie. I'm talking about the initial trilogy. I'm going to be comparing it to this one.
So, well, if you're comparing it to that trilogy, I don't know. I mean, I've seen the original Fantastic Four movie from the, what is it, 80s? The one that was released straight to video. I've seen it's not even a trilogy. It was just 2 movies. And then I saw the Michael B. Jordan movie.
The one with Jessica Alba?
Yeah, it was just 2 movies.
It was 2?
Yeah.
I could have sworn it was 3.
No, it was Fantastic Four and then Rise of the Silver Surfer. That was it.
Well, I'll be comparing it to those 2.
Okay. Well, I mean,
I stand corrected.
I mean, if you really look at that time period, those movies were good for the time period they came out in, except for the Michael B. Jordan one. But the 2, Rise of the Silver Surfer and Fantastic Four, For that time period, they were good. The 80s-ish one, a little campy, but I mean, again, for that time period, good. This one, I don't know, it felt rushed. That's my main thing on this one. It felt rushed.
Yeah, but going in, what were your like not seeing
No,
it
that's what I'm
going
saying.
in?
Going in, I felt like they didn't really plan this properly. Like, you know, they're going off of all the new movies that are just coming out. They have the, you know, Endgame, you know, ended on a good note, and now because they're ending on a good note, they want to turn around and try to use all they can to create every movie they can possible. So every Marvel movie up until this point has felt rushed. Captain America, for example, I felt like that wasn't even finished. I felt like they released it before they finished with the CGI, finished with the music, finished with the score. It was just rushed. And same thing with this one. It feels like if they probably should have held on to it for a little bit longer and try to blend it in a little bit better.
Okay. Now, there's something I also have to disclose. You see this guy? This is the comic book expert.
Not really, but
I'm not familiar with Fantastic Four on a comic book level per se, but I think I know enough. So, characters. I have to say, the previews and what I've heard about this movie misrepresented the characters in the story, which we'll talk about once we get there. Because going into this, what was being printed about the movie was Sue is in charge, not Reed. From the previews and the clips I've seen, like, you know, Johnny kind of seemed like, you know, you know, which was a major departure from Chris Evans, Human Torch, who's a womanizer. He kind of seemed a little bit soft, a little bit sugary, but that was not what we got. It's like this movie was, I think, was misrepresented. People had issues with Pedro Pascal playing Reed because I guess Reed is white and he's not. To me, Pedro Pascal is the type of Hispanic that could pass as white. So for me as a black guy, I wasn't watching and be like, this guy's black. I didn't get that. He played Reed fine. I did not feel uncomfortable about him being Reed. I didn't see any issues. Johnny was a good Johnny. Like, he wasn't that much of a womanizer as the previous ones, played by Chris Evans, but he was a very animated guy, a very jokey guy, and yeah, I mean, he had a love interest, which was the Herald. So I could, like, you know, deal with that. I think Things Look was an improvement from the first two movies. I thought that in the first two, Things' face kind of looked too rounded, where that I think this one, he looked much better, though I did not like his attitude. He reminded me of the Hulk in Endgame. You know, like the civilized Hulk. I hated that, and that's what I see here. He's not really like, you know, where that, like, for me, the perfect thing would be the attitude of the Thing from the first two and with the look of the new one. Sue was great. She was great. At first, I wasn't happy with the whole thing that she was pregnant thing. I was like, maybe that could have been saved for the end, but then I realized midway that the pregnancy played a major role in the plot later on, so I kind of came back around with that. So, and I like their uniforms. Johnny, there's some things I had about, there's some things that I don't get about the Torch. For example, the first two movies, if he's wearing the uniform that he got exposed with, like with the comics,
Cosmic Race.
Yeah, like the uniform that he wore when he got exposed to them, he could turn into fire and the uniform won't burn. Where that in this movie, a lot of time he would be wearing what appears to me to be regular clothes, and he goes flame on, well, not like you say it, but when he goes flame, okay, and then when he regresses from that, the clothes are still there. The physics are not matching here, it's like severely not matching. But the uniforms were great. Yeah, so that's what I gotta say in a nutshell about the Fantastic Four. What you got?
Yeah, so I agree with the Human Torch thing. The physics didn't really match there. I mean, that's the one thing that the first two that with Chris Evans really got right was his clothes burned up. Like he always had a high temperature, right? So this one really, it really did that. I mean, I really missed that. It just the clothes wearing from jacket to t-shirt or whatever, and then not burning. That was a little much. But I did like how they really had their powers already developed, because it wasn't like an origin story. They do give the origin. It's not an origin story. So they've already kind of expanded their powers a bit. So him being able to absorb flames instead of just expelling flames. That's pretty cool. The womanizer part, I mean, I kind of saw it a little bit, but at the same time, I feel like they focus more on the scientist aspect of it. Like a lot of this, every one of them was already an established scientist in a way, with the exception of the Thing. He was a pilot, and they kind of explained that. Susan Storm, they kind of made her a kind of a leader in this thing. But
you think she was? She didn't appear as a leader.
Not necessarily a leader for the team.
Reed was a leader.
But it was like they made her like a leader, like a world leader. Like what other? Even in the X-Men.
Okay, I see what you're talking about.
Have you ever seen a superhero team go out and then address Congress and the United Nations and create treaties and such? Like that was new. That's not really something I would have expected. Reed. Okay. My main complaint was the stretching. It's like, if you really compare this Reed...
That was hilarious.
If you compare this Reed Richards, this Mr. Fantastic, to the Mr. Fantastic from the Michael B. Jordan, or the Mr. Fantastic from the early 2000s, or the one from the 80s, this is the weakest Mr. Fantastic we have had. It is the weakest.
So he can stretch much further, no problem?
No, yeah, because they even went further into the one with Michael B. Jordan one. When it gets exposed, he can't control it at first. Like he is stretching, like he is like elongated, and then he uses the metal gears to pretty much keep himself together until he can control it. In the one with for the 2000s, like he is able to control it and stretch, like really long, really far. I mean, the Brooklyn Bridge scene where he stretches out, halfway down from the bridge to the water to catch somebody, and in this one, like he can't even reach that far. So they stretch him, and like he falls apart. His muscles and his suit is tearing. Yeah, he's kind of weak. The Thing, I don't know. I kind of disagree. I like the early 2000s version a lot better. Practical.
Of course you disagree. I mean, why wouldn't you disagree?
Practical effects, like they literally glued and put together the entire. Because it was an actual like non CGI, because the Thing was pretty much CGI. And this is CGI.
Yeah. But I think they pulled it. You don't think they pulled it off CGI this time?
The CGI was okay.
Okay. Usually, yeah, but don't you think this Thing looks more like the Thing compared to the Thing of 2000s?
No way. Yeah.
Because his head was like a giant, Kellogg's Pop.
Yeah. The beard thing was a little weird.
I hated that.
Yeah, that was kind of a little
It's like,
weird.
dude, shave.
Now, here's the other thing. In the freaking movie, the entire time, was that baby a CGI or AI? I mean, that thing was...
I couldn't tell.
Looking, was not a real baby.
It wasn't?
If you look at...
I couldn't tell.
The entire time, I'm sitting there like, that mother effer is not real. Like in the freaking airplane, and I was like, that. Baby ain't real.
Yeah. Some scenes, but you think it was CGI the whole way?
It felt like it.
Man,
that baby was not real. That baby was fake. Like,
man, this CGI is getting out of control.
Yeah, no, I think they CGI'd the whole baby. Either that or it was AI. I mean, AI generated at this point. But yeah, no, the Fantastic Four and Franklin, character-wise, personality-wise, I think they did pretty well. Power-wise. For Reed, not so well. For Susan, pretty good. That was pretty good. And then for Human Torch, where's the physics there, right? And then for the Thing, it's just the appearance that kind of, gets me a little bit. But other than that, they were pretty good characters. I mean, they're not level 10 tier characters where like Captain America was really developed. These guys, they're trying to match them in. They're really trying to match it in.
Oh. One more thing, I didn't sense any woke.
No, that's true.
Because that was the other thing that I think that they misrepresented this movie in the news and like YouTube and social media. I did not get a sense, because even when Susan was speaking at the United Nations and stuff, like to me, it seems like it's passable as a task that was delegated to her because Reed is busy coming up with a plan. He's doing math. And even with her doing that, I didn't get a sense that it was like women's live and
no, it was very family oriented.
Feminist.
I didn't get family oriented.
Yeah, it was very family oriented.
I will say this. You gotta keep in mind, it is in an alternate universe. It's an Earth. What was it? Earth 800 something.
Yeah, 828.
It's a completely different universe taking place in the 1960s. So keep that in mind. But if this were a reflection of our real 1960s, then there really would be a problem. I mean, women weren't seen as leaders as much. People of color wouldn't, like the lady that's their spokesperson. They really wouldn't have been represented as much. So it's just keep in mind that this is an alternate universe where like the 1960s were almost perfect. I mean, you got flying cars in the 60s at this point in that movie. The other thing would have been the wokeness. The biggest complaint that I heard was the Herald being the Silver Surfer being a woman instead of being the guy like he is in the comics. Again, different universe. So who's to say that the Silver Surfer from the 616 might not be a guy? I mean, again, different universe. You gotta take that into consideration.
Galacticus and the Herald.
Isn't it Galactus?
I always say Galacticus. Galactus, you're right. I always, ever since I was a young boy, make Galacticus. Stop it, it's Galactus. So, the complaint about the Silver Surfer. People were saying that it's a woman, it needs to be a man. I understand that comment because one thing I do know is that there were 2 Silver Surfers that served Galactus that I know of. I do know the first one was male. The second one was female because the first Herald fled from Galactus and kept his power and became the Silver Surfer.
It was a whole Ghost Rider situation because that's the whole story of Ghost Rider 2.
I didn't even know that Ghost Rider was in this. This is why this guy's here. Now, the second Herald was a female, but I can understand why the people have problems with it. I don't have a problem with her being a female. I thought she did great. She did awesome.
For the story, it did pretty
for the
well.
story, I had no problem with the I thought she was dope, but it's also supposed to be a beginning, though it's not a beginning story because it's like because in the movie they've been the Fantastic Four for 4 years already, which they kind of hinted at with the origins, but we were thrown right into the thick of it. And the female Silver Surfer, she did great. I didn't get any kind of feminism wokeness from her, but I understand the complaint because if it's supposed to be the beginning of a series or the origin, the first movie in will probably be a series. If you're gonna start off, you should start off with the first Herald, which was a male Silver Surfer. But did that ruin the movie for me? Absolutely not. Galactus. I hated Galactus in the first movies. Like the Rise of the Silver Surfer, they showed him as a big cloud that was about to devour the world, and then I don't remember what the story was, but then it stopped at the last minute. But when they introduce him with his eyes open, and then once the eyes open, you start to see the shape of his helmet, and then he starts talking, the way he moved. I thought Galactus was the greatest thing in this movie. Like it was so cool to see Galactus in a movie. Now, granted, Galactus is bigger than Earth.
Is he really?
Yeah, for the comics, he's bigger than Earth. However, it makes sense for him to be big, but not as big as the Earth. It just worked for the movie.
I don't know much about Galactus' size. What was her name? Shayla Ball? That's what they called her, right? The Silver Surfer?
Yeah, I think something like that.
She did pretty well for the story. I mean, like I said, keep in mind, this is an alternate universe. So, for being an alternate universe, for having a female Silver Surfer, there was no wokeness. There was nothing about that. It was literally, they just explained her story. It was like, she just sacrificed herself to be the Herald to save her family. And that's the same thing.
Yeah, the same thing with the male.
Silver Surfer had done.
It was the same thing.
So, I mean, no sense of wokeness there. It was pretty clear cut, and then smoothed into the story. Galactus, very well designed. He looked pretty cool.
It was to me was the best thing in the movie.
It was
man.
very like accurate to what I've seen in comics.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was bigger than the Earth. I thought he was about the size that they portrayed him in this one.
Yeah.
So he was pretty well. I mean, I did know that his ship was bigger than the Earth. Because that was portrayed in the 2006 Rise of the Silver Surfer movie. But it was also kind of in this one they show the ship too. So
yeah, because I remember in the comics seeing him like towering over the Earth. He was like slightly bigger than the whole planet. But I don't. But I'm not familiar with his powers. Maybe he has the ability to shrink. Like,
I don't know. Maybe. I mean,
like Apocalypse.
He's supposed to be like a celestial type being, so he might be able to.
Yeah.
One thing I kind of was like, okay, how underground was Subterranea for them not to be caving in while he was walking across Manhattan?
I forgot about that character. Good thing you brought it up. What was his name?
It was the Moman.
Yeah.
But my thing there is like, if Galactus, if they're portraying him to be this, all-powerful being, huge, heavy, big,
he's got to be heavy,
and he's walking, of course he lands in the ocean and then he's walking across Manhattan.
That was a badass scene.
Like the amount of pressure that he would have been pushing down on Earth for, I guess, the density, the volume of his body being compressed that much.
He would step in.
He would have been leaving cracks,
a sinkhole,
holes and everything. Manhattan's full of subways, right? So I'm pretty sure some of those would have collapsed. The subterranean would have collapsed a little bit.
On his weight.
Sewers, there's no way that would have held him up.
Yeah.
And I'm taking this off of the what's it called, the logic that they use for Ant-Man, where they were saying oh yeah, you might shrink, but you still weigh the same, you still have the same amount of energy, and so on. So if that's true in this case, how is he not leaving footprints?
Yeah.
No, because he did not leave any footprints. If you watch the entire movie, there was no footprints.
Yeah.
Other than him
from Galactus?
Yeah. Other than him.
Yeah, but when he was like stepping, he was disturbing the ground.
He was, but like I'm saying, for his heaviness, he should have been leaving footprints, especially on
maybe they didn't show it.
Because I mean, sure, he grabbed the dirt, pulled out the tree, smelled it, and then threw it, and then he walked. But think about it. Even in other movies that are crappy, that are done pretty well in depicting that type of size and weight, the 2001 Godzilla movie, the one that takes place in New York.
I love that
Godzilla,
movie.
As he's walking, he's leaving footprints on the ground.
I love that
on the
movie.
asphalt.
Yeah.
It's asphalt. So shouldn't Galactus be leaving these giant footprints as he's walking by?
He didn't leave any? Man, I didn't notice
that. Was the one thing I was noticing when he was walking towards the trap. When he stops, and there's no cracks, there's no sign of him actually standing there. So I don't know. Yeah, Moman. I don't know much about Moman. I guess he's a. Me neither.
I guess he's a Fantastic Four villain.
Yeah,
and he lives underground.
That's pretty much all I can gather. I've never really collected Fantastic Four comic books. I was a fan of the movies, but I mean, I read a few comics. I saw some of the original animated series, so I know that in some of the originals, not the exact original, but in some of the original storylines where they have Galactus, the way they defeat him is Ghost Rider shows up. So it's that was, and for me, I was like, oh, is Ghost Rider showing up? So
Ghost Rider?
Maybe
I didn't even know that.
A kid part of me, because I remember as a kid in the storyline where Galactus shows up for the first time in New York. The reason everybody's being beat, and then Ghost Rider pulls out of nowhere, weakens him by using his penance there, and now that's how they're able to take down Galactus. But I know I have that, it's like one of those fever dreams. I know I have that memory, but I don't remember where it's from. And that's why I was like, is Ghost Rider showing up? I'm excited for it, but he didn't. So,
okay.
I don't. But my biggest thing would have been his heaviness. He's not leaving footprints. I mean, come on.
Yeah, but okay. You good?
Yeah.
So, what do I think about the movie? Let's talk about story, what the movie looked like, how it felt. So, Fantastic Four, in my opinion, is a beautiful movie. Aesthetically.
Aesthetically, it's beautiful.
Aesthetically, it's first of all, yeah, like just like he said, it is a different Earth, right? Earth 628 or 828. It looks like the 1960s, but advanced, but yet retro.
It's as if the 1960s was like perfect utopia.
Yeah,
no racism.
Yeah, no
advanced technology.
Yeah,
it was just
some of the
great.
cars
Oh,
look
man.
older, but they're an advanced version of themselves.
Like the punch buggy. Okay, I mean, it looks great. Like,
Yeah.
it looked very clean, and then right next to it, you have some sort of like a Chrysler-looking car that floats and flies. It's like, damn.
Yeah.
The flying police cars, like that was pretty neat.
Yeah, it's a beautiful, it's aesthetically gorgeous. The storyline, I think that we could have had more demonstration, more action with the powers. We had action in the first act, like when they had to ship off to go meet Galactus, and then we got action at the end. But a little bit more action would have been nice. But there's just enough action, I think, for you to be satisfied. The story was a viable one for me. When Sue got pregnant, I was like, what the heck's going on? I was like, oh my gosh, here we go. But quickly, when they met Galactus, I was like, okay, that part is now starting to make sense. It fits right in. It's just aesthetically beautiful, man. It's like my mind, it was messing with my mind, like, are we in the 60s or not? Make up your mind. And then my rating for it would be what you give to Superman. I give it a 7 out of 10. And the reason why it's not a 10 out of 10 is that I would have liked to see more action. Just a little bit more, a little bit more of, Johnny being Johnny, a little bit more Thing being Thing, more destruction from the Thing, maybe. But that's why it's a 7, but I give it a 7 out of 10 for me. And I think, I had a good time. This is a movie I can see myself watching again.
Oh, I'm watching it next weekend again.
Have you lost your natural mind?
No, I'm gonna go watch it again next weekend.
Yeah. This is a movie. When?
Probably Saturday.
When Saturday?
I don't know yet. I think I was asking somebody to go watch it.
Yeah, let me know, man. I might join you with that. Yeah, I don't mind watching this again. It's not a movie I'm gonna watch and forget about, and I hope it gets a sequel because I kind of want to see more.
Oh yeah.
I want to see more of Galactus. Though they kind of sent him somewhere far, but I mean he's huge. He can find his way back. He sees Galactus.
All right, so aesthetics is the first thing, right? Aesthetically, very beautiful movie. The colors, it was bright, it was colorful, it was like a 1960s utopia with no racism, high technology. It's like if you would have gotten somebody in the 1940s and then asked them, what do you think the future's going to look like? And so it's like a futuristic era. Think of like the Jetsons type thing, right? So it was pretty aesthetically pleasing. That's why I think I'm going to give it a high score. Now, what's the other thing I'm talking about here? There was one complaint that I had on Superman. That I really had was the linguistics portion.
Oh, here we go.
So, I'm a linguist. I have.
Yes, he's a scientist.
I'm not really a scientist. Not yet. So, my background, right? I'm a linguist. I have a bachelor's in linguistics, and then education and history is added to that. And then now I'm working on getting a paleontology degree. But so I'm a linguist, and I know a little bit more of how linguistics works. In Superman, the way they turn around and grab something and they're like, oh yeah, this is the interpretation, with no, context or anything to even try to interpret it. That's not how linguistics works. However, in this one, they did it right. Johnny turns around and decodes an entire language by taking a sentence that was already translated, and then he takes all the material that he has recorded, and then he's able to reconstruct the entire language using the context that he was given. That's how you're able to do it. I mean, the same thing with like ancient Egyptian. Nobody really knows what ancient Egyptian sounds like, We can interpret some of the writings because we can make the connections, we can get the context, but nobody really knows what ancient Egyptian really sounds like. The biggest clue that we have is probably something close to Arabic, or maybe Hebrew. So that's what we got, right? So I really give this one props in the way they use linguistics to decode a language, and then he uses that to try to talk the Silver Surfer down, and kind of freaks her out, and she leaves because she's like, she goes into this panic mode where like, oh, you're right, like, what I'm doing is terrible, and she leaves, and then she comes back later. What else am I talking about here? The movie itself. You said Act 1 is when they go to space. No.
Is that Act 2?
That's more. I feel like that was more like Act 2 or 3, because Act 1 is the entirety of them being explained. They're explaining their origin.
Yeah, fair
and
enough.
That felt extremely rushed. Like they're trying to cram like 4 years of comic books into one like little segment, and it's like they could have done that better.
Maybe it's because that they didn't want to dwell on the origin.
Well, yeah, but you could have done that better, and you could have left out a lot of that. Okay, touch a little bit on Mole Man, sure, but like you could have like gone into the story and then have that news segment instead of like actually sitting and watching the entire news segment, have it being played in the background, so you're getting the context clues in the background. That way you have more of a bigger story for the main arc, rather than having to sit there and watch 20-30 minutes worth of them trying to cram their entire origin story. That's the one thing I have against the origin story, the way they depicted it here. It could have been better. It was extremely rushed. You have then the arc, or the stage where they the act where they go to space, and then he kind of forces her to go into labor. They come back. That was pretty cool, but it's also a little predictable. And Nelson knows this because I was sitting there. I was like, oh, I know what they're doing. It was like, using a neutron star to pretty much use the gravity well to suck her in. Yeah. And then use the
like
slingshot
a black hole?
maneuver. Yeah, like use a black hole, and then use the slingshot maneuver to get out. Why? Because we've seen that so many times in Star Trek and so many other movies. I think it's predictable.
It's science, though.
Yeah,
Man.
yeah. I guess it's just it wasn't really creative.
Well, you
It
want
really
something?
wasn't.
You want something new?
Kind of, yeah. There's a realm of possibilities, and they just stuck with what was already been done millions of times with like Star Trek and other movies. But anyways, it worked out. The neutron star looked beautiful. This is the first time I've seen a neutron star being depicted fairly accurate. I mean, I can't say 100% accurately, but pretty good. And then them coming back. What got me though was them going into, I guess, faster than light speed, right? A few things. Theory of relativity. So time dilation. Does it not work here? Does it not apply? They left and then they come back and it's only been a few months. But if you were really to apply the theory of relativity and faster than light travel, they would have been gone years, and then when they came back, it would have been even more many years.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. The other thing, they're hooking up into this giant like portal thing that they're going to be using to travel faster than light. And then at the end, they destroy it, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we don't need that. We can just do it on a regular ship." So what was the point? What was the point of that? I mean, I get it. They used it as a decoy to distract her and get sucked into the neutron star. But if they could have gone into faster than light travel already without it,
She's fast, though.
yeah, I know. But if they
couldn't shake her off.
Well, when she got sucked into the star, and then they used the slingshot to try to conserve gas, because they were running out of gas, basically running out of fuel. If they had enough fuel, and they could have been able to jump into faster than light travel, what was the purpose of them using the portal thing to travel faster than light? So you didn't need it from the beginning. You didn't need it from the get-go. Unless you're going to turn around and explain that thing was just another gas tank they connected to it. I mean, you could explain it that way, but they really didn't depict it that way. Other thing, after you get into that arc and then it goes into the next little act, it's like, again, it's a little rushed, but makes sense because if you kind of get into it, because they're really trying to solve it. But in the beginning of the movie, you already had the answer, and so him like being like, oh, I don't know what I'm gonna do, and then all of a sudden he's like, oh, I know what I'm gonna do, like after she gives him clues or says something. And it's like, dude, like you had mentioned it earlier, and then you just like didn't do it. For the smartest man alive, right? He didn't do it very well. In the beginning, He's like, oh look, I have this teleportation thing. It's like, all right, cool. He gets back. It's like, we're gonna move the Earth. It's like, oh, so we're gonna use a teleportation thing. He's like, I don't know how I'm gonna do it. It's like, dude, you have a teleportation device. How do you not know what you're gonna do? And then she says, oh yeah, we gotta move heaven and earth. It's like, oh, it's like, now I can do the teleportation thing. It was like, there's a lot of disconnect there. They're like,
I can see that.
There's like story wise that I was like, come on, you
see,
you should have already hit it at that.
See, this is why that you're the scientist. I'm not the scientist.
I'm not a scientist, at least not yet. And even then, my realm of science is geology, earth sciences. It's not physics or any of that. So, but still, it's just that's where I kind of like was like, okay. I mean, the story could have been better. Yeah. I'm gonna give this one though better than Superman. Aesthetically pleasing, a lot more applicable science. It was actually pretty action-y. So I would give it probably like an 8, 7.5 or an 8.
Which one's better, Superman or
this one? This one's better.
Fair enough. You know, that tells me that all is not lost on you just yet. Because if you had said Superman was better, I'd be like maybe you need some more vodka in your life.
Superman. I mean, I like Superman, which is weird because I'm not really a Superman guy. I'm a Batman. But I like this one a little bit more than Man of Steel. But it's not my favorite, if that makes sense. I mean, it's funny. When I grew up, my grandparents or my granddad kind of like always wanted to push me to Superman. Like, he was always showing me the Superman movies. I ended up going Batman, but I mean, that was like the realm he wanted. So I know a little bit more about Superman, and I like this movie compared to the previous ones. But Fantastic Four definitely way better than the Superman movie.
Okay, fair enough. So here you have it. The sun is going down. It's time for me to probably go eat because I haven't eaten all day. Been doing some paintballing, and I gotta go and eat something. And yeah, so this is our review of the Fantastic Four movie. I think I'm gonna start doing more reviews on this channel. I did you know, like a long time ago. At first I said DC, yeah, I'll do DC and Marvel too, but only certain movies, because this is not really a movie review channel. But I'm going to dip into that category, like sometime when a big movie comes out, but it has to be like, you know, comic, of course.
I watch all the comic book movies, so I'll do them with you.
Oh yeah. We're gonna do some, like, you know, reviews on here. So yeah,
I've always been into comics. My grandfather took me to buy my first comic book when I was like 7. So on my birthday, which is May 2nd, by the way, usually free comic book day. And so any comic book movie, I am always willing to go watch. So if you need somebody to help you review some of this stuff, I'm down. I may not always know exactly the storyline or something because I don't know all the comics, but I can help you.
Yeah, so there you have it. This is Zoom 360 inviting you to get up, get out and do it. Like, subscribe, and share. I'll see you on the road. And I'm out.